can't believe it's already almost June. Can you?
No.
I know, right?
It goes by very fast.
What's that?
I said it goes by very fast.
It does. It does. So, yeah, that's one way to put it. That is one way to put it. So let's just. I know you're busy. You're a rock star at what you do. So let's do this. 1 second, CaLee. 1 second. Where was I? I had the perfect intro set up. 1 second. I don't want to take too much time. So let's see. There you are. There's your beautiful headshot. Come on. There she is. All right. Without further ado, CaLee McManus, correct?
Yes.
I nailed it this time. All right, CaLee, in Orange County, one of my favorite places on the planet, recognized as one of the top agents in Orange County, one of the most magnificent luxury real estate markets on the planet. CaLee, you set yourself apart with your, intimate community knowledge of that beautiful area, which is absolutely stunning. I love it. I think I mentioned to you I've lived there. I've lived in Laguna Beach 3 or 4 times. What part of the area do you live in?
I live in Ladera Ranch, which is South County, about, maybe 7 miles east of Laguna Beach.
Oh, yeah, okay. All right, beautiful. Right, all right. And after reaching 380 million in sales, your recognition is ubiquitous in this your very competitive industry. And then you've also been named as one of America's top 100 real estate agents, a market leader by Forbes, which is incredible, a woman of distinction, and a 5-star agent by Orange Coast Magazine for 11 years running. See, what I read that, and what kind of disappointed me is I've been trying to get that recognition, and I have not yet gotten the woman of distinction yet. I keep trying, and they won't give it to me. I think I'm doing.
Know why.
Yeah, I'm doing something wrong. Anyway, so CaLee, obviously, everything I just said was, of course, incredibly sincere, and it's a pleasure to speak with you again. Thank you very, very much for taking the time. And I was just looking at, your magnificent, really magnificent listing in, I believe it's Ladera. It is on One Overlook Drive, Ladera Ranch, 4.9 million. Magnificent.
Really, really nice property.
7,400 square feet, 5 beds, 8 baths, just absolutely spectacular.
Yeah, it's
Can I trade you some ad space for it?
No, I'm afraid it's sold already.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Wow.
I know. Things are moving fast right now.
Are they starting? So you say they're moving fast. So are things starting to pick up? How is the market in Orange County?
So it's definitely picking up. There's a lot more activity. I feel like a lot of people have kind of settled into here's where our rates are going to be, and I still need to move, so I'm going to figure out what I can afford and then go for it. Problem is everybody seems to do it at the same time. Right. And we have an extreme shortage of inventory because sellers are having a difficulty justifying moving when they have a super low interest rate and affordability where they are. So
right.
It's been interesting. I have a lot of off-market properties this year, which is unusual. Sellers usually do better on the market, but because of just the way things are, they would rather sell it off the market.
So just curious, what is that? Just curious, if you don't, and this may sound like a, even obviously, I work with a lot of luxury or very successful luxury realtors and brokers. Yet, since we're going to discuss it, and those that, people that would potentially buy from you, just to know, what is the exact difference between on the market versus off the market?
So on the market means you're publicly syndicated through the MLS and other search engines.
Mm-hmm.
If you're off the market, it means that I'm running around like a goose, going through my database and pipeline, reaching out to people to say I have this house available if they're interested.
So why would someone, just curious, why does someone do off versus on?
Well, I feel like in a normal situation, you want to be on because you're going to hit the most amount of people and get the most,
right,
action and maybe get it bid it up.
That's what it sounds like.
Because of the way the situation is with, like I said, the affordability, the sellers are not super motivated to move. So instead, they don't really want to advertise to their neighbors and friends that they're looking to move, but they'll say, hey, they'll call me and say, hey, if you could get me this price, I'd like to sell.
Right.
And but
so
they don't want anybody to know.
So they're keeping it low key. I got it. Okay. So
yeah, and it's interesting, but seeing a lot of that. The high-end market is actually doing very well.
Well, it always does down there. You're in Orange County. You have one of the best high-end markets on the planet. You have one of the greatest, most desirable areas to live in my opinion, in the world. From whether it's Ladera Ranch or Laguna Beach or whatever. Orange County is one of the most spectacular luxury real estate markets and places to live. Newport, whatever it might be. And then you also have this other one on, and unless you've sold this one, but you have this Craftsbury Place one. Is that one sold as well? Did you already move that one?
Yep, that one's already sold as well.
Well, you need to update your website, my friend.
Well, they don't go off the website until they actually close. So they're both, under contract.
Okay, so CaLee.
Yes.
And I said that to myself a number of times before we spoke and it's such a beautiful name, by the way. So what are your most exciting listings coming up that you are really thrilled about?
Well, I have a really nice property coming up in the next couple weeks that's got a really nice view facing westward with sunset views and a pool. And it's a cool floor plan because it has an extra big bonus room downstairs, which I like.
Mm-hmm.
So that one's really nice. I have several off-market properties, which, one is really unique, having a over 20,000 square foot lot, which in Orange County is pretty rare.
Very rare.
And
yeah.
So I'm working on that one.
And where is that?
Really, that's in Covenant Hills in Ladera Ranch.
Okay.
And then working on a couple in Monarch Beach area, which is Dana Point, and that's honestly between that one and Three Arch, those are like my favorite neighborhoods.
Yeah, Monarch Beach is pretty fantastic. Yep.
Yeah, they both those neighborhoods have a private beach, so those are my favorite to sell. And I'm working on a couple in there with a couple of guys. We're gonna renovate and then get them back onto the market. So I'm excited about those. And I have a couple other big custom homes that are going to be kind of like Overlook, that's 7,500 square feet, really beautiful in Covenant Hills as well. So that's good because there's no inventory, so I'm happy to have it. And
so you say there's
for the next few months.
So you say there's no inventory. So to touch upon that, because obviously luxury real estate has, of course, there was obviously you were very fortunate to be a leading luxury realtor during this unique time that occurred over the during the pandemic, which was a surge in luxury real estate, one like we may never see again. Yet, so you're saying in Orange County, still there's very little inventory.
Yeah, so part of it is because, a lot of people are able to work from home now
Right.
and they can live anywhere. So why would you want to pay LA prices and live in a dirty city when you can live in beautiful Orange County?
CaLee,
Um,
did you just bag on LA? Did you just bag on
well, I
LA?
mean, a
I
little.
think you just bagged on LA. I think you did.
Well, I'm just saying, I get a lot of clients from there.
No,
And also San Francisco.
well, San Francisco, I will say it right now. San Francisco is absolutely, well, no, I shouldn't say it. Never mind. But, yeah, no, I agree with you. I lived in Santa Monica back when I was with the Howard Stern show, and that was in 2004 or 5, whatever it was, and it was fantastic. But if you go to Santa Monica now, and what I'm about to say is in benefit to Orange County, because I love what you do and where you do it. It's Orange. It's just there are too many people, too many homeless. Quite frankly, nothing against the homeless. It's unfortunate, is what it is. But in Orange County, whether it's in Ladera Ranch or Laguna Beach or Newport Beach, whatever. In Southern California, the greatest spot to be is in Orange County. The water is warmer. The homes are magnificent. It's really a magical spot to be versus, and I'll put it this way. I'll put it a different way versus what you were just about to say, but it's 45 minutes away from hell, and you're in heaven,
Well, yeah, and I feel like, with the change of technology and companies being more comfortable with remote positions, we're seeing more and more that people, I mean, we saw it all over the world, but we saw it all over the country here, all of New York going to Florida,
Yeah,
San Francisco to LA, coming to Orange County. But Orange County has always been super desirable around the world, and now what we're seeing is, apartment buildings going up, condo skyrises going up because there's just not enough homes
right.
for all of the people that have moved here. And the builders really haven't been building as much as, we would have thought. They kind of pulled back during the pandemic, and they are trying, but it takes time.
Yeah.
And they're not building big homes. They're building, more starter style homes, and that means
Why is that?
the big profitability. You fit more houses on a piece of land. The land's always more expensive than the actual house.
Well, especially in Orange County, right?
Yeah, so we're just at that point where I think these great homes with big yards and family-friendly gated community with great schools, it's very, very appealing, and there's just not a lot of them, for all the people moving here. So that's good for us. That's good for real estate, but it's difficult when you also have it gridlocked because of the interest rate situation, where now people who would have left their big house and moved to downsize are not doing that because it doesn't make any sense. They're going to end up paying more for something much smaller.
Right.
So we have to kind of wait it out for people to decide to move out of state or closer to kids somewhere or something like that for homes to start becoming available.
Right. At the same time, you have just moved successfully 2 of your strongest listings, and you have more coming. So, in your opinion, CaLee McManus of Monarch Real Estate, which is monarchrealestateca.com, what is, in your opinion, if you took being the incredibly successful, intelligent luxury realtor that you are, if you took a step back and you just took a global view, right, of luxury real estate, looking at Orange County, LA, the entire United States, why is it that you would say that Orange County is the best place to invest in luxury real estate?
Well, I think the weather that we have here is obviously going to be the number one.
Yes.
And it's perpetually 77 degrees all year round. I mean, we have little tiny periods of time where it gets a little chilly or a little warm, but for the most part, it's always really nice. And you see former athletes from all over the world
You do.
move here
Yeah.
because they love being outdoors, love doing things, and
It
I
was
just
it
think
was it was one of my favorite. Laguna Beach was one of my favorite places I ever lived. I lived there 4 times. I loved it. Loved it.
well, I should move you back there.
Maybe you will. Maybe you will. I would potentially love that. It's no, you're right. It's the sorry, I didn't mean to interject, but no, you're correct. It's and it's actually, in my opinion, when you're going down the coast in California, it's where the water starts to get warm, and then you get to Thalia Beach in Laguna. You get the beach starts to get the water gets warm. The people get different. You've got Thalia. You've got Newport, of course. That's its own flavor, and you have each of those little towns has a different flavor. But I think that Orange County is the most magnificent part of California. The topography is just absolutely magnificent. The homes are absolutely spectacular. And I mean, the investing in real estate there, buying a home there you're always going to win, right?
I think so. I mean, it always goes up, and if you look over time, it continues to go up. I think it always will hold value, and they've done a really good job of infrastructure here as well, relative to other cities. And I just think it's a beautiful place to live, and a lot of good people, and you're close to LA if you want to, head up for a cool concert or things like that. You're 45 minutes to San Diego if you want to explore there. But for the most part, my husband and I are always like, when we first moved here, why are we leaving our house? Why are we paying for a hotel when we have all this right here?
Right.
And so it's really nice, and it's a beautiful, beautiful place to live.
Very cool. How long have you been married?
Do I have to answer that?
No, you don't. Not at all.
31 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's an important thing to say. It says a lot about you. So congratulations. That's very admirable. So kudos to you and your obviously great husband, because you've been married to him for 31 years. And is he a realtor as well?
Oh, no. He just has zero to do with my business.
Okay, no interest at all.
It's not his thing. He's in the high tech world, and I'm the social one. He likes to be in the background.
Gotcha.
Does not, yeah.
And however impressive your industry accolades may be, CaLee, you've always been driven and inspired by your love of homes and people. Since 2006, you've been using your steely proficiency in negotiations, marketing, organization, communication, employee management, and finance to ensure that your client's success is at the utmost importance. And you also, one thing I have, I obviously, in being prepared for our conversation, CaLee, you specialize in transforming properties from average to amazing, and resulting in increased ROI and shortened market times for your clients. So when you look at all that being said, CaLee, you look at the upcoming months. So again, as we discussed, we're basically in June. So we're halfway through the year, just about. So you look at the upcoming months. What do you think in your opinion, for the luxury Orange County market? When you look at the upcoming months, you being you, a leader in luxury real estate in Orange County, when you look at the upcoming months, what do you think? What is your overall analysis of the market in Orange County for the next 6 months?
Well, 6 months is hard to project because
3 months.
we have we have the government, messing around with us a little bit.
What do you
But
mean? What do
I
you
think
mean?
the next 3 months,
What do you mean by that?
I mean, with the interest rates and elections coming up and stuff like that. So you can't really predict what they do or don't do. We're expecting another rate hike in June. They have come out and said they're not going to stop until August. But right now, it seems like the banks have figured out a way to keep the purchase rate down just enough that people are comfortable hovering around that 6% area. And we're seeing a lot of movement in the market, which is normal because people want to move before school starts. So spring
Right.
and summer are always busier. And Orange County is typically, younger families for the most part that are moving in to the area. So I think it's going to be good over the next few months. I'm hoping things level off and they start to pivot a little bit, and things will start looking up again for everyone. But we're very tied to the economy right now, and as everybody knows, the feds are working on trying to get all of that under control, which affects everyone.
Right.
So hopefully things are going to be good. I expect things to get back to normal starting in the fall, meaning right now we're seeing bidding wars and prices going up substantially again because there's no inventory. So when the buyer demand levels off in the fall, then that part of it should kind of stabilize, I think.
Interesting. And what do you can you project further into 2020 24 or too far out to even look at it?
Well, there's a lot of things that go into affecting the housing market. And again, there's an election year coming up. So,
Right.
They tend to play around with the numbers a little bit to get everybody fat and happy again. So I'm just not sure how they're going to do that at the same time they're trying to, curb inflation and doing what they're doing. I don't want to get into that part of it, but
Right.
Obviously what had to be done, but I think people are stabilizing. And, for me, I try not to talk about anywhere else except where I work because that's my specialty, and every geographic area can be different. But I think Orange County as a whole, no matter what, is always a good investment. And
absolutely.
I cannot stress enough how many people I know that they're kicking themselves because they always think they're going to outplay the market, and it's really just not smart unless you are truly a flipper that invest your money into real estate with the intention of flipping it for a profit.
Right.
And if you own a home here for 3 to 5 years, you're almost 99% guaranteed to make money.
Right.
So people shouldn't be afraid, and when they are, I can give you a handful of people I know that are really kicking themselves for not having bought over this past year because they could have gotten some great deals in October, and now we're right back where we were before they started lowering or increasing the rates.
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Very well said. Very well said. Very well said. I wish I had met you back when I was living in Laguna Beach the last time and had bought a place from you because I love Orange County, and it's such. Like if I was ever to live, if anyone, in my opinion, should live anywhere in California, it would be in Ladera Ranch where you are, or Laguna Beach, Newport Beach, and just Orange County in general. It's just such a special spot. It's just such a great spot. I think there are 3 things we focus on in life, and it's one, we have to make money. We figure that out. Number 2, find true love if you can. You obviously have, CaLee. And 3 is you find your geography. And that geography, which you sell and give people the opportunity to buy, is one of the most beautiful places on the planet, which is Orange County and the beach, the coastal areas of Orange County. And on that note, my friend, I am so thrilled that we got to speak again. I really appreciate your time. I now have had the opportunity to speak with you for 30 minutes, so I don't want to take too much more of your time because you have much more important things to do than I do. CaLee McManus of Monarch Real Estate, CaLee, C-A-L-E-E, at Monarch, just like it sounds, Real Estate, ca.com. Monarch Real Estate, ca.com/agents/ CaLee, C-A-L-E-E dash McManus, M-C-M-A-N-U-S, CaLee McManus, founder and realtor. CaLee, is there anything that I didn't ask you that I should have, or anything that we didn't discuss that you would like to?
No, I would just say I own my own agency, and
You do.
I am
Founder and realtor. Yes, you do.
and I am hiring realtors, and
Oh.
I would like to say to people that are out
Will
there
you hire
who
me?
are afraid, sure, if you get your license.
Can you just give me? I'm just kidding. No, that is important information to pass along. So okay, that's good to know. I know some people that might be interested, actually, talented people.
Great, good, yeah. I have a really great offering, and I want to encourage people not to drop out of the real estate market. It's always.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's always good business, and you get as much out of it as you put into it. And sometimes you got to put a little more grease in the wheels, but it's always worth it if you love the business and the job. So.
Well, yeah, and if you have the audacity to, you luxury realtors are basically, you're some of the best entrepreneurs on the planet, in my opinion. And I've always said to my parents, I've said, instead of sending me to, an expensive college, why couldn't you have just gotten me a luxury real estate license? Like, I would have just gone into that. I wish I wish they had got me into doing what you do, because what you do is beautiful, especially in a market like what you do. You give people, you find people their dream homes. You help them find investments that change their lives. You help them better their lives. And so that's a very important thing that you bring up. So thank you for mentioning that.
Of course.
All right, CaLee, thank you so much. CaLee McManus of Monarch Real Estate. I appreciate your time, CaLee, and I look forward to speaking with you again soon, and I hope you have an absolutely amazing weekend. Please say hi to your husband for me, and we'll talk soon.
Thank you. Have a great weekend yourself.
Thank you, CaLee. Bye.
Okay, bye-bye.